The legendary feats of strength. It can mean only one thing. It's Festivus, the holiday for the rest of us. And to kick the Festivus season off right this year, Mayor Freddie O'Connell is here to take your questions and comments. Let's not go full-on grievances. The first Festivus may not have included Ask the Mayor or the Muppets or 8 French horns, but ours does. Let the chaos begin. After the news, this is Nashville.
Sharing news and stories from the voices of Middle Tennessee. That's This is Nashville. Our show is made possible by Music City Prep Clinic. This is Nashville is in service to you. So if you have an idea for the show or feedback you'd like us to hear, leave us a voice message at 615-751-2500.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. Nick Reiner, the son of slain Hollywood director Rob Reiner, made his first court appearance in Los Angeles today. He's facing 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of his parents. Defense attorney Alan Jackson spoke outside of the courthouse just a short time ago.
We ask that you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity and with the respect that this system and this process deserves and that the family deserves.
Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead inside their Brentwood home on Sunday. If convicted, Nick Reiner is facing a possible sentence of life in prison without parole or the death penalty. The next court date has been scheduled for January 7th. President Trump is expanding a travel ban. It adds more countries to a blacklist, making it harder or even impossible for their citizens to come to the U.S. NPR's Michelle Kellerman reports on the administration's efforts to restrict travel and immigration.
Earlier this year, Trump named 12 high-risk countries banning or restricting their nationals from coming to the U.S. Now 5 more countries are being added to the list: Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria. According to a White House proclamation, the administration is also banning anyone holding documents issued by the Palestinian Authority. It's also imposing partial restrictions on 15 other countries, including Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire, whose teams will be playing in the World Cup next year. The White House says there are carve-outs for athletes and diplomats or individuals whose entry, quote, serves U.S. national interests. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, Washington.
Police in Australia have formally charged the surviving suspect in the shooting attack on Bondi Beach in Sydney last weekend. Christina Kukula reports the man earlier identified as Naveed Akram appeared in court by video link from his hospital bed.
Police say they have formally charged the 24-year-old with 59 offences, including committing a terrorist act and 15 counts of murder. The charges were filed after Akram woke up from a coma in hospital where he's being treated for injuries. Police allege he's one of 2 gunmen responsible for the shooting attack that killed at least 15 people and injured dozens more last weekend. Authorities confirmed the other suspect, his 50-year-old father Sajid Akram, was killed in a shootout with police. They say early indications point to a terrorist act inspired by the Islamic State group. For NPR News, I'm Christina Kukola in Sydney.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 75 points. This is NPR News in Washington. The Senate has given final approval to a sweeping annual military policy bill authorizing $901 billion in defense spending. The measure also pressures Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to turn over video of U.S. airstrikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in international waters near Venezuela. The National Defense Authorization Act includes a 3.8% pay raise for U.S. troops and drew bipartisan support as it moved through Congress. The global governing body for soccer, FIFA, says it will sell a limited number of $60 tickets for next year's Men's World Cup soccer matches. NPR's Raphael Nam reports the move is a response to backlash from fans.
FIFA introduced the cheaper tickets after fans blasted the high prices for the tournament next year. Currently, tickets range from at least $140 for some of the initial games to over $2,000 for the U.S. opening game. And it gets even more expensive for the knockouts, including over $4,000 for the cheapest seats at the final. But the $60 tickets will only be available for fans of the countries that have qualified. And there will only be a limited amount, fewer than 2% of the available tickets for any particular game. In other words, they won't be easy to get. Rafael Nam, NPR News.
The 2026 Men's World Cup is being played in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. On Wall Street, the Dow was down 73 points. I'm Windsor Johnston, NPR News in Washington.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Capital One, offering their dining and entertainment card, Savor. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Details at CapitalOne.com. And listeners like you who donate to this NPR station.
For This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners. And Vista Points, a Tennessee nonprofit special needs trust and resource center, serving the needs of Tennesseans with physical, mental, and intellectual disabilities for 25 years. Details at vistapoints.org or 615-758-4660.
I'm Blake Farmer, and this is Nashville. We are surrounded by brass today, and Mayor Freddie O'Connell, who is laughing as I get my intro here, because we're celebrating Festivus to the degree that anyone celebrates a fictional holiday. For those who need a reminder, Festivus is an ironic holiday coined by the character Frank Costanza in the show Seinfeld. Thank you to the Nashville Hornhang, who is going to be with us throughout the episode to get us in and out and serenade us with their 8 French horns. Decorations are limited to an aluminum pole, which we have beside me. There are airing of grievances, which is, basically telling others how they've disappointed you over the past year. And there tend to be feats of strength, and that's when the celebration ends as someone pins the host, me, in a wrestling match. Spoiler alert, Mayor Freddie O'Connell has not agreed to wrestle me, and he has not even agreed to the airing of grievances. It just happens to be his monthly Ask the Mayor Day, and look what we've sprung on him here. Welcome.
Yeah, we've kind of done the airing of grievances all year, Blake. I don't
that
know that we need a holiday for that.
People are welcome to do that from time to time. So joining us in this studio, offering live musical interludes, is the Nashville Hornhang, led by conductor Elaine Braun. And while it is not a traditional part of Festivus, there are also Muppets in the building, so beware. So we're going to take your questions and comments for the mayor.
Yes, can I just
yes, Mayor O'Connell?
Ask? I don't recall Festivus and the Muppets Christmas Carol ever being a mashup.
Well, it's mashed up today. So, we're making our own way here. If you'd like to join us on the air to ask the mayor serious or unserious questions, the number is 615-760-2000. You can also leave a question in the live chat at the video stream. And if you've never watched our video stream from the studio, maybe today is a day to do that. We've never had so many people in this studio. You can watch at youtube.com/@WPLN. So, Freddie, where should we begin? Do you have any grievances that you would like to air to get us going? I think we have a knock at the... Wait, there's a special guest here at the door who I guess you want to ask Freddie a question. Gonzo, you are kind of early. We did not expect you until later in the show, okay? But you're here now, so,
Yeah, I heard that the mayor was here, and I had to ask him a very important question.
Well, honestly, I was going to ask the first question, but if you already came in here, so go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, Blake. Okay, Mayor O'Connell, it's getting tougher out here for Nashville's creative weirdos to make it, make a living. So what's in the works for 2026 to make Nashville a more livable and vibrant city for artists and weirdos like me?
Yeah, well, Gonzo, that's a great and important question, and I will say we are just over a year deep into our implementation of Choose How You Move, which is helping knock down one of the 2 top costs for Nashville households, which is the cost of transportation. That is made even more important by our rollout of the Journey Pass program, which has put out to anybody who is receiving human services in the city the opportunity to get a multi-year free pass on our transit system, and we were already issued more than, I think, 6,000 of those now. We are in our first year of the Unified Housing Strategy, which we hope is going to help us with the other top costs that Nashvillians, including our creative community faces, which is housing. And we are expanding the capacity of our Financial Empowerment Center to help people both as they go through the process of aging and might have access to benefits they're not claiming, that they start to think about legacies, and we will have somebody working on housing in our mayor's office and financial empowerment in the mayor's office very soon in the new year, so lots more to come.
All Gonzo heard there was free pass.
Yeah.
I love a free pass. Gonzo is a weirdo and frugal.
Gonzo, while we do have urban chickens policies for yards, they are not yet allowed on WeGo buses unless they are service animals.
All right, I'll look out for that policy change in the future.
All right. Well, if you have a question like Gonzo has a question, you can join us on the air at 615-760-2000 or chime in at youtube.com/@WPLN, or just shout us out as we're wearing hats and noses and all sorts of things. Maybe we start...
Hang on.
Yes?
Did you just imply that this is not actually Gonzo?
Blake.
Stay in character. Don't break. Don't break. Let's go straight to the boring company. No, we're gonna get going with property taxes. I think our friends at Axios had a story this morning about property tax appraisals. I'm certain that if there are any grievances in mind today, it might be related to huge tax bills that some property owners will have due in the next couple months. Private property owners, including yours truly, whose property taxes more than doubled. But, downtown you had some folks where they're really like having a tripling of their property tax bill. Acme Feed and Seed says they were paying $120,000 a year, now $600,000. And, with the kind of lease they have, they don't even own the building, but they do owe the property tax. So it's not like they own a much more valuable building now. My question in all this is something broken with the appraisal system if you've got people whose taxes double or triple from one year to the next?
Well, I mean, Blake, I'll start the question with you. You said your property taxes more than doubled. Did you want your property value to increase, decrease, or stay the same?
Totally understandable. But this thing with downtown, this issue where people don't...
The same thing is true, though. And I don't understand how we're looking at it both ways. On the one hand, I think property owners downtown are certainly, like you, observant of when their property value increase causes their property taxes to increase. Meanwhile, you're still looking at 9-figure sales of buildings down there, right? So it is, my understanding is that the comptroller's office has actually gotten involved in looking at this, and that the appraisals are considered to be accurate. And so that's one of the most unusual things about this, is simply that the value of land and improved property across the city of Nashville went up at a bigger rate. We actually have the lowest property tax rate in Nashville's history right now. Yeah. And those two things and squaring them is tough. I mean, because your property probably increased in value at a greater rate than my property.
Yeah. Well, yes, but hard for folks to stomach one year to the next. And I think everybody sort of questions, well, could you really sell the property for that? And is that what's going on now that the appraiser is listening to?
Based on what has happened in recent transactions downtown, the answer so far has been yes. And
that the appraisals were fairly accurate.
That you're seeing transactions still occur that demonstrate that these are incredibly valuable properties, and certainly way more valuable than you or I might find in our homes. I mean, I acknowledge that it can be hard when any element of your cost of living goes up, but that's why we're also trying to put downward pressure on this. Our intention and what we achieved in preparing this budget is we want to be able to operate a community improvement program that continues to advance development of sidewalks, improves trash collection, offers better public safety. We just opened a new Southeast precinct. And that's the thing. We're not just looking at the cost side of the balance sheet. We're trying to deliver better and more public services at incredibly efficient costs. In that, the only thing we did in this budget was account for the 5-year impact of inflation on the previous 5 years. And so nothing more has gone into it in that regard. And I mean, again, I think any property owner would generally expect that they want their property value to go up. And as that happens, correspondingly, the amount of taxes you pay on that property goes up. If your property taxes went up, the only reason for that is because your property value went up.
Right. Let's go ahead to the phones, and if you've got a question for the mayor, the number is 615-760-2000, and we've got Stephen on the line from Nashville. What's your question for Mayor O'Connell?
Yeah, so I read online about this surveillance thing in Truth Out. It was a really good article about a private surveillance system that the mayor's office is pushing through there. And it compared it to New Orleans. And I wanted to ask a question because I know as council member, Mayor O'Connell, was really scared of us taking a path like New Orleans. I guess I was wondering how his mind changed.
Yeah, what's the specific concern you have?
My specific concern is that there is surveillance systems being pushed through the Nashville Downtown Partnership.
Yeah,
And
which can you talk about what surveillance systems are being pushed through?
So I saw these line items. I think they were called Leo Site and Fivecast, which was like a social media scrubbing tool and would search through people's social media.
Yeah, I will say that the Metro Nashville Police Department, as they've looked at security threats, including scenarios when we have major dignitaries come to town, have been very interested in making sure that as we've had Nazis not just on the streets of Nashville, also in the council chambers, that they have an opportunity to kind of look into those groups. There certainly has been some consideration of that as maybe a step too far, and the version that went to the council last night actually eliminated that version based on feedback from council members.
Yeah, Stephen, thanks for the question. And so the Metro Council last night delayed a decision, I think, on how to use this $15 million.
Yep.
Okay. So I believe that's state money for public safety that was going to go to the downtown partnership, or is perhaps in the future, to help, they help manage the tourist district. I believe it expands the system of surveillance cameras downtown, from what I understand, and maybe that's separate from what Stephen was talking about.
That it upgrades existing cameras that are already in place, and I'll say for everybody, to put all of this in more context, we had an opportunity, the 4 big cities in Tennessee, Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga, all had an opportunity to apply to the state for basically limited one-time funding for downtown safety specifically. We thought this was a good idea to try to relieve pressure from our 4% funds and other scenarios for NDOT and MNPD to partner with our office, and we came up with a list of things we wanted to specifically put guardrails around, and they include $1.5 million for public restrooms, which don't exist $1.5 million for lighting, $1.2 million for public restrooms that don't exist downtown. A lot of common sense things for downtown safety as a whole, and so council did not agree with our effort to put guardrails on there. The Downtown Partnership still has that $15 million available, and we'll work with them in good faith without a binding legal agreement to still try to get them to only restrict those funds to things that we think are useful to Metro.
You're saying the resolution that was delayed, it may not be necessary for them to actually use this money the way they were wanting to.
It is definitely not necessary. We offered a voluntary agreement that would have bound the Nashville Downtown Partnership to a specific set of uses and specifically prevent things that we know have also already been controversial in the Metro Council.
A few comments coming in on in the chat of the video stream, youtube.com/@WPLN. Heath / is asking about the MOU, like why with Downtown Partnership, why does it give, and I don't know that it does, armed vehicles, surveillance programs, video walls, noise cameras, and command centers to the Metro Police?
All of those things are things that the Metro Nashville Police, as they have looked around the country, as they have looked at scenarios from multiple cities where there have been tragic events and mass gatherings, are trying to be prepared. And so I think having a response vehicle that protects officers responding to things like the bombing we had just about 5 years ago on Christmas Day. It's got one vehicle in there that the Metro Nashville Police Department thought was there. I mean, that's exactly what it would respond to, is that kind of mass casualty or mass terror event that would occur in downtown. How have you found it kind of balancing those concerns of obviously I think people hear surveillance and it frightens them, and then when a bomb goes off on Christmas morning on 2nd Avenue, like, well, why didn't we catch it on the camera? In fact, that has sort of been the challenging perspective that I know the downtown council member is facing right now, where we have heard his concerns in meetings about downtown safety, and so yet we still weren't able to get to consensus with him on this MOU. And so we wanted to have a balanced approach of things that we have not had downtown that people have long asked for, including downtown restrooms, upgrades in lighting, those kinds of things, and then replacement scenarios like cameras. This is absolutely not an effort to backdoor in other things. This is one-time state available money that we tried to build guardrails around so we could partner with the Downtown Partnership.
Let's work in one more phone call before our break. Renardo in Antioch, you're on with the mayor. What's your question?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I was calling about the LPRs.
This is license plate readers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and especially living in Antioch, there's so much going on out here after dark that all you have to do is go on the neighborhood app and you would see it. I really wish they would implement LPRs.
Well, I would encourage you to watch last night's Metro Council meeting because we can't even get a guardrails agreement through the Metro Council right now that includes lighting in public restrooms. It's going to be hard for me to imagine the Metro Council approving implementation of LPRs.
Do you know who your council person is, Renardo?
I believe it's, I don't want to misquote.
Well, that's okay. I don't need to quiz you.
Go look it up in nashville.gov/council. Yeah. I would definitely let your council member know and the at-large as well, your perspective, Renardo. Thanks.
Renardo, appreciate the call. We'll have the mayor when we come back from this break. The number to come on air with us is 615-760-2010. It's 760-2000. But now it's break time. So I'll cue the live music from the Nashville Horn Hang right here. Yes, we do have French horns live in the studio with us today. It is a Festivus celebration, whatever that means, and we will be back with the mayor, so keep the questions coming. You can also chime in on the video stream at youtube.com/@WPLN. And if you need an excuse to watch, there will be more Muppet action today, so more with the mayor. Stay with us. This is Nashville.
Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners. And Margaret W. Wong and Associates, providing a range of immigration services for companies and individuals with attorneys and staff who speak English, Spanish, Mandarin, and many more languages. Learn more at imwong.com. And AEG presents Andrea Bocelli live in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena on February 23rd, the 30th anniversary of Romanza, the World Tour. Tickets available now at andreabocelli.com.
I'm Holly Kernan, president of Nashville Public Radio, thanking Bates Nursery and Garden Center, Electronic Express, and the Turnip Truck. Learn how your business can become a supporter at sponsornashvillepublicradio.org.
I'm Marco Werman. The World's Newsroom brings you the big picture stories and some other stuff.
The whole of Niagara Falls is ripping over my right shoulder. As an ice climber, it's the largest, wildest thing I could think of climbing, and it's never been climbed. So I'm really happy to have had the opportunity to go and stick an ice tool into it.
Join us and hear the world.
This afternoon at 2 on 90.3 WPLN News.
I'm Blake Farmer, and this is Nashville. We're enjoying the mellow tones of the Nashville Horn Hang today as we mark Festivus, a fake holiday that simply fits with the spirit of today's show. Producer Mary Mancini has decorated the studio minimally with an aluminum pole, as is customary. There has been some light airing of grievances, perhaps with more to come, and feats of strength will have to wait until the mayor leaves us.
Do you have specific feats of strength that we expect among the WPLN staff?
There's really, apparently, listen, I'm not a Festivus expert, but apparently the tradition is someone wrestles the host and pins them before they leave. So even without my having agreed to it, Blake, I am assuming that someone in this studio today will get to have that opportunity. That will happen, and I think it involves Muppets. So stay tuned. All right. So if you've got questions for the mayor, and we've got several people on the line, we'll get to you quickly. And none of you are asking about this. No. So I'm going to ask about this, then we'll go straight to the phones. The boring company, we're learning, is not just tunneling, from downtown to the airport. We've seen these environmental documents released this week showing they're planning underground passages kind of all over the place, including under the Cumberland River to connect the new Titans Stadium. At this point, are you trying to be supportive?
I'd say we're trying to be appropriately administrative from the standpoint of ensuring that that local government can maintain operational continuity and ensure life safety with any scenario that we're confronted with. And so we do have, a small group that included our Office of Emergency Management and the performance management team in our office that have kind of co-led review of the Boring Company proposal. But realistically, we're just treating it like any pre-development proposal. So far, it seems like they've stuck to mostly state-led and state-driven processes. And so we've had what I would characterize as light touches with them. But my sense is there's a long way to go yet before any of this could even be considered realistic.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly where your office is on this, like whether you're trying to stop it or not. But obviously there are people in the Metro Council who feel like they need to object to this. But they're digging. I mean, it seems like it's happening at this point. Is it kind of like, okay, how do we make this work well for the city?
I think that's the ultimate question is if they stay under or involved with state right-of-way, state land, private property, we might be involved in things like water discharge permits, which is a thing we've already had engagement around with the Metro Water Department, right? If that goes to a much broader landscape, like what you've suggested is revealed in some of these other documents, I mean, the conversation might change at that point. And you've seen Metro Council has clearly started to at least have the discussion about an expression of their opinion.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the phones. We've got a lot of folks waiting. Evan, you've been very patient. Evan in Nashville, you're on with Mayor O'Connell. What's your question?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I'm sorry to cycle back to the property tax increase in the
Quite all right.
process.
That's what we're here for.
Well, I just wanted to say I was trying to do an appeal, and the process was great. It's very transparent, smooth, and I did the informal and then the formal appeal.
I'm worried there's a but coming.
I spoke to some great people in the office. Very nice. I brought data. I'm a statistician.
Yep.
Had all the sales of homes in my area. They were very confident. Wow, this is a great presentation. And I was like, okay, thanks. I was just asking for like a modest decrease in the rate based on the actual sales in my area. And then I got back the response of no change in the price, and there was no explanation or anything like that.
Okay.
So I was wondering if you could speak to, not just the appeal process, which I'm so thankful that we have, but like the transparency or lack thereof of when you hear back if nothing changes in response to the data you present.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting question because I'll say years and years ago, not long after I became a homeowner myself, so going back almost 20 years, had a similar scenario, went through the appeals process. Like you, I found it to be, a positive scenario. I like you, I was data-driven and offering a variety of kind of independent comparative points of data on property sales in our area. And in my case, we did. This is before, I was even involved. I think I'm not even sure I was involved in neighborhood leadership, just a property owner for the first time and went through it. It seemed to be a pretty good process, but I don't know off the top of my head if there is a requirement around kind of explanation of upholding, the original assessment or, approving the appeal and what is happening there. If you wouldn't mind sending in, you don't have to, even give necessarily details about your property, but if you would be willing to send a note about your experience to mayor@nashville.gov, we can certainly inquire because between the independent board of appeals and the assessor's office, I do want to look into a little bit more sort of what the requirements are and what they share back with you, because certainly if you want to appeal your appeal, there is also a state board process.
Yeah.
And so, but I do think it would help us all to understand this. And I think Blake and the team here at This Is Nashville know we have tried to take questions from the show, and if we can't answer them on the air, try to get to those after the fact. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your experiences to mayor@nashville.gov, we'll see if we can get you a better answer than you've already got today.
Thanks a lot, Evan. We're going to take another call on the same topic, I think. Well, I think he may be just gone. Gary may have gotten his answer. So, Gary, if you took your answer right there. Oh, it's okay. Let's go to Nick in East Nashville. Nick, you're on with Mayor O'Connell. What's the question?
Hi, my question is regarding the traffic that we've seen at B&A, where it gets to a level such that people are getting out and walking on the interstate to try and catch a flight, and just I don't quite understand what would really cause a scenario like that and what is being done to kind of come to resolution.
Yeah, there are a variety of factors here, and a few of these seem to have been somewhat in the perfect storm scenario. At least once, and I actually think in two of the occasions, you've probably seen it. There have been a lot of changes in the approach to the airport on primarily TDOT right-of-way. When you're coming off I-40, when you're coming off Donaldson Pike, the very last time I went to the airport, I traveled into the airport facility in a way that I had never been before. And so there has been a lot of shifting of the public right-of-way that gets you into and out of the airport, whether you're driving yourself and planning to park there, whether you're taking rideshare, whether you're taking transit, or some other way of getting there. And so that's been one factor. There have been a couple of unfortunate crashes that have occurred out there that have been related to this. And then there have been a couple of things that have been based on rideshare data, just sort of rideshare surge scenarios out there. What I'll tell you is that we have been preparing, in fact, started this in the last budget cycle, but the passage of Choose How You Move as a transit improvement program meant that we have finally embarked on meaningful planning stages for direct-to-airport express service. We've got a couple of different options. We are actively working and hoping that the airport will partner with us to offer that as another point of relief. Considering the size of our airport and how many international travelers we get to our airport, it is honestly pretty extraordinary that we don't have existing meaningful transit access there, but that is another point of relief we're hoping to offer. They have recently come out with a 5-point kind of corrective plan that should help as more and more of the roadway construction gets completed and their upgrades at the airport itself get completed. That should also reduce the risk of those buildups. But I'll say it this way, we have taken the roadway safety scenarios that we've seen incredibly seriously. We've had our Office of Emergency Management out there, again, making sure that we would have clearance to get life safety vehicles, first responders into and out of the airport in case of emergency. But I know it's been an incredible struggle for some of the travelers that have been trying to get into and out of town. And so we continue to work with the airport on that.
Nick, appreciate the question. Thanks a lot. Gary, I think we accidentally hung up on you, and we owe it to you to bring you in here. So, Gary from White House, you're on with Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell. Gary, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to talk with the mayor and stuff. I do not live in Davidson County right now, but I do own property in Davidson County.
Well, he'll talk to you.
And we talk, well, I would hope he was, since I help pay property taxes there. Anyway, my piece of property we get on, this is on the tax rate hike, right? Is that we took and got the new tax rate from Metro, and we took and didn't feel that it was fair. So we went and had a certified appraisal done on the property by a state licensed appraiser. And Metro had appraised my property I believe it was $130,000 more than my actual appraisal. And I guess my question is that someone in the assessor's office didn't do due diligence to understand that they blowed the property value up. And so was fortunate enough to have the money to go have a certified appraisal done. And then whenever that I go in to meet with them on my formal appeal, that they have a real estate agent sitting in there with Metro personnel. And so I know that person sitting in there is not there for free.
Gary, it sounds like your question is about what to do next. And
no,
Mayor,
we've already been through the appeal and stuff, and then they come back and readjusted it.
Okay,
sounds
so
like
my question is why that I had to go and spend money to have it properly assessed.
It's hard to say. I mean, I'll tell you, when I did it myself back again, almost 20 years ago, we just looked at comparative sales, and I pulled the data myself. You certainly have the choice to go get an independent appraiser, but you could also go in and, independently challenge an assessment where you think the value was up higher than it should have been.
Well, I do understand that, but why is it my job to justify what my property value is?
Well, it's ultimately your opportunity to challenge the assessment process. I would say to me, it sounds like the biggest thing you're looking at is, why did the assessor's office have a real estate professional there when you had to go pay for that yourself? The thing I would say about this is, though, this is supposed to be a public process. It sounds like you made the choice to get an independent appraisal done. You probably could have gone in without that independent appraisal and still challenged it, but ultimately that's one of the public features of this and why we have an appeals process. I would ultimately encourage you to reach out to the assessor of property's office, and if you have concerns there, that is an independent office, and so make sure that you are flagging those concerns for that office.
Gary, thanks a lot. We appreciate the call. Sorry.
Yeah,
sure.
Respond to that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to tell you is that the information that the assessor's office sent me, they used one comp to evaluate my property from.
Yeah, and this
they sent that in writing too.
I think that's why there's also a state appeal, which we talked about earlier. But again, if you'll send your experience to mayor@nashville.gov, we will make sure to convey that over to the assessor's office.
Mayor O'Connell, this seems like it's going to provide a lot of questions for months to come because, in the appeal process, they're so booked up. It's going to take a year to work through them?
We'll see. We tend to have see appeals come through in almost every appraisal year. But it's one of the reasons too why we continually not only appoint sort of the board of appeals for this, but also alternates for those, because we know there's going to be a lot of volume there.
Well,
but it speaks to the complexity of this. This is a state-required appraisal process that an independently elected assessor in every county in Tennessee goes through, and there is public process wrapped around that. But it's required by state law, and the independent assessors across Tennessee do this work all across the state.
Well, before we let you go, I'll offer you some praise. Some praise from
Wrong holiday.
The YouTube stream. Spencer Harper says, I honestly just like the way our mayor is involved, showing up for This Is Nashville, thank you, and at my local synagogue for our Hanukkah celebration this past Sunday. Very encouraging. So thank you for the spirit.
There you go. See, it can be a Festivus of lights.
Well, there we go. Well, let's
because it is actually the middle of Hanukkah too.
Well, happy Hanukkah, and we're gonna have Freddie, played out by the Nashville Horn Hang, 8 French horns playing. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Take it away.
Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Amazon, proud sponsor of WPLN's daily show, This Is Nashville, engaging our differences so we can discover our unity. More on Amazon's community work at aboutamazon.com. And Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, helping donors make more possible during the season of giving. More at cfmt.org. And Wildwood Resort and Marina on Cordell Hall Lake, offering corporate and nonprofit retreats, getaways, and celebrations. 1 hour east of Nashville, year-round. More at visitwildwood.com.
You've probably eaten a gyro, right? Pita, shaved meat. And here in Nashville, a lot of our shops are called Chicago-style gyros. So what does that style entail?
That's a good question. It's $1 million question.
On Curious Nashville, WPLN answers questions about Middle Tennessee and takes you on the adventure as we learn together. So, what is a Chicago-style gyro? Find out at curious.wpln.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Blake Farmer, and this is Nashville. Live music, Ask the Mayor with Freddie O'Connell, and, we're now going to dig into this holiday that you probably barely know about. It's traditions and rituals that make that holiday semi-special to so many people. So I've got to say, I still don't think I really understand Festivus, even after all this. I guess it seems just sort of silly to me, this poll next to me, the grievances, the feats of strength. And I was hoping that by the end of this episode, I would feel more connected to, I don't know, the spirit of Festivus, I guess.
So are we going to do this?
Nashville, it does look like we actually have one more guest for you today. And, you're not in my notes here, but I guess, who are you?
I'm Rizzo, the spirit of Festivus.
Oh, perfect. Amazing. Thanks for being with us today. I'm grateful to have somebody here who can help explain some of this, this important tradition. So if you could maybe tell our listeners how long have you been doing this kind of work?
Oh, I am not here for your listeners, Blake. I'm here for you. You've been neglecting the Festivus spirit, and it shows.
Well, now, hold on. I feel like I show a lot of holiday spirit. I've got this poll here, for one, but also peace on earth, goodwill toward men, all that stuff.
Oh, peace on earth and goodwill toward men. Doodle, jingle, do. So that gets you pretty far in your business?
Well, honestly, as a journalist, I've always felt that, mankind is my business. Curiosity, telling stories, highlighting diverse perspectives in and around Middle Tennessee.
Mankind. Blake, don't you feel anything besides goodwill toward mankind? What about grievances? When's the last time you aired your grievances?
Well, honestly, I don't have any grievances. I mean, Nashville's been good to me. I love my work. And what good would it be to complain here on the radio?
You're really going to keep all that bottled up for another year?
Well, we can get back to this, but right now we do have a caller. I believe it's Is it Sandra in Spring Hill? You're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Freddie, is this Freddie?
No. I'm sorry. Mayor O'Connell just stepped out. He was on earlier. You're on. This is Nashville. I'm Blake Farmer, and this is Rizzo, the spirit of
Festivus.
Yes. Do you have a question?
Yeah. When Freddie gets back, tell him we're at a ranch for the mozzarella sticks. So we put in a double order for marinara instead.
I think you misunderstood. This is WPLN. Did Freddie give you this number?
Hey, have a great day, hon. Will you enjoy those sticks?
Okay. I'm sorry about that. We do get those calls strangely often.
Yeah, sounds like mankind is doing great. Here, I want to show you something, so just grab onto that Festivus pole.
Okay, the aluminum rod here. All right, so you want me to
Festivus pole, Blake. It's a Festivus pole. And yes, just grab it.
Okay, I've got
it.
Oh my, what is happening?
I'm teaching you about grievances. Hang on tight.
Okay, whoa. This is very disorienting. How did we get here? Listeners, we are now right outside the station, and there's somebody at the picnic table eating his lunch all alone, and he looks sad and lonely and cold.
Oh, he is sad, Blake, and lonely and cold. Do you recognize that young man, Blake? You've seen him before.
Is that me?
No, you haystack in a starched shirt. You, Blake, are right here. That guy is a different person over there. I didn't think we'd have to get this basic. Oh, my God. What do you think this poll even does?
Well, I actually don't know. I don't even understand what's happening here. I guess this guy just looks familiar.
Why don't you go and talk to him?
Can he see us?
Of course. You're like a blonde duffel bag with arms and legs. Can he see us? Hey, buddy, can you see us?
Well, sure. Of course I can see you. Hey, Blake. Hey, other guy.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad. This is really nice to see. I think our YouTube viewers are probably enjoying this now. I know we've met before, but I just can't remember your name.
I'm Bob Cratchit. I've been interning at your station for like 3 months.
Oh, my gosh. That's right. I'm usually much better with names. I've been a little scattered lately, and I do remember now. And how are things going with your band? What was it? Stink Scream?
It's Steam Screech, Blake. But then we changed it to Scratch It with a hyphen and 3 T's. And then we changed it to just Cratch It with an exclamation point. And then we broke up. And I'm selling my bass. And I told you all this already.
Oh, right, Bob. Well, so I do talk to a lot of people.
Look, Blake, we've met like 5 times, and you ask me the same questions every time. It really hurts my feelings when you forget about me.
Well, I'm really sorry, and I'm usually not like that. I guess I do need to pay more attention.
Yeah, we're okay. I just needed to say it. Let me know if you want to buy a bass.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, yeah. Happy Festivus.
Yeah, happy, you too.
Do you see it now, Blake?
Like what? That I was being inconsiderate to one of our valued interns? Yeah.
No, you're missing the point. What did he tell you?
Oh, well, he told me how I'd disappointed him.
Right. And are you gonna do it again?
I hope not.
That's the power of airing.
Oh, airing grievances. I see. But I don't really have any grievances to air. Wait, sorry, hold on one moment. We've got another caller.
How are you getting callers out here?
Oh, sorry. We've got Henry in Hendersonville on the line. Henry, you're on This Is Nashville. What's your question for the spirit of Festivus?
Is this Freddie?
No, Mayor O'Connell was on earlier. Right now you're talking regarding Festivus. How do you celebrate, Henry?
I've got a message for Freddie.
Okay. This really has been happening a lot lately, and I assume it is totally a misunderstanding. Henry, feel free to call us back next time we've got the mayor in the studio. Should be next month.
Just tell Freddie I couldn't get the marinara stains out of his light blue shirt. We threw everything we had at it, but it was a lot of marinara. Tell Freddie we tried. We really tried. Tell him we understand if he doesn't come back.
Sir, did Mayor O'Connell leave you this number? Are you his dry cleaner or something?
We really did try, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, something is going on. Is Freddie leaving our number places around town? I mean, he couldn't be, right?
I don't know what that guy does in his spare time, but it seems to bug the bologna out of you, though.
No, it doesn't bother me. Not at all. I'm sure it's a misunderstanding.
Yeah, sure. Just a misunderstanding. Hey, grab the Festivus pole again.
Can't we just walk?
No, not where we're going. Grab it and hang on.
Oh, whoa. That does not make me feel good. Where is this taking us?
Don't you recognize it?
Wait, are we? What, that's the WPLN sign? Are we just on the other side of the building? I mean, we really could have just walked. And who's that guy over there? I don't think I've seen him before. What's he digging?
Oh, the guy in the velvet vest and the top hat with the big blue nose? That's who we came to see. You should go and find out.
Okay, well, excuse me, sir?
Whoa! Stay back. I've put bigger men than you in holes smaller than this. Hey, sorry. I thought you were with the phone company. Wait, are you? I've got a permit for this hole and this shovel too, and for the chickens in my truck.
Okay, well, listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. I'm Blake Farmer, host a show called This Is Nashville. Today we're talking about Festivus, and I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a thing or two about yourself.
Oh, Festivus? Well, I'm Charles Dickens.
Well, Mr. Dickens, whose grave are you digging right here outside of our office?
Whose grave do you think it is, Blake?
Wait, Spirit, why did you bring me here? What are you trying to show me?
What do your journalistic instincts tell you?
I mean, I know it can't be, but is this is this my grave?
No, this isn't your grave, you life-size country Ken doll.
Oh.
How many times do you need it explained? You are right here. You are alive. You don't have a grave. Not yet.
Okay, I get it. Why do you have to be so mean? This day is very confusing.
Is that a grievance?
No, I'm fine. So Spirit, why did you bring me here? What does this have to do with Festivus?
Why don't you just ask him about the last grave he dug? Aren't you curious?
Well, sure. Okay, Mr. Dickens, what was interesting about the last grave you dug?
Oh, that was a great one. Yeah, 7x4 walls, as smooth as paper.
This is getting nowhere. This guy is just...
Isn't mankind your business?
Was there anything particular about the person you buried there?
Oh, yeah. Everybody thought that guy had it all together. He had a good job, lots of friends. But then he got backed up.
Backed up? Like,
No,
Okay.
No, way worse than that. He wouldn't air any of his grievances. He went for years. And then, one day, pop!
Pop? Is that a medical term?
Pop! Yeah. I've seen it happen a lot. People get so many grievances, and they store them up. And then all of a sudden, it's just pop!
Yeah, pop!
Pop.
No, it's more like pop!
Right, pop!
So just pop!
Yeah, you're getting it.
Okay.
Pop!
Okay, well, it does look like we've got another caller on the line. Pop! Anita from Ashland City, you're on the air with Charles Dickens, the gravedigger, not the author, and the spirit of Festivus. So, what's your question?
Pop!
Yeah, Freddie, thank you. My question is about when you came into our store today. I'm at Collards in Cumberbund.
Anita, I'm going to have to interrupt you right there. Mayor O'Connell is not here. He was here.
Yes,
He's
but
not.
when you came in looking for a new shirt, and I said we were out of your shirt size, but I didn't know we had another shipment.
Okay, Anita, this is not Freddie's number. We just have a radio show, and, we are trying to get on.
Listen here.
Okay.
Listen here now. I did find one more shirt in your size, but it's slightly darker blue. And I wanted to know, did you want that one? I'll take my answer off the air. Thank you.
You okay, Blake?
Well, I know what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing. He's giving out our number as his standard fake number, and then we have to take his calls and write down his messages, and that is not what this show is about, but people keep calling for him, and it's like, I'm his answering service, and he's got to stop doing this to me. I can't take it anymore. No more messages. I am so, and I mean so, disappointed.
Feel better?
Actually, I kind of do, actually. So, how do we get back into the studio? Are we there already? I mean, okay.
You did it, Blake.
Wait.
You aired one. The first one's always the hardest.
You're saying that was a grievance?
You're first.
Does this mean that I'm not gonna pop?
Pop. I think you're gonna make it. And now for the feats of strength.
Wait, hang on. I do not know how this works.
Festivus is not over until somebody pins the host.
Come here, Blake. This will be my year.
Oh, no.
Pile driver.
Hey, get out. Wait, all right, off. Wait, I do want to air one more grievance. Just one more.
Is it? Do you think my Fender Jazzmaster is too expensive?
No, I don't want your bass. I'm sorry. No, my grievance is there's not enough holiday music in this episode. Nashville Horn Hang, will you play us something to get out of here? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We tidings to bring to you with a good time. You got the word. Christmas, Festivus, Happy New Year.
I got a FaceTime
Wow, that was pretty good. That was better. Have you all done this to other hosts, or is this your first time taking a host out on?
Ira Glass kicked us out this morning.
Oh, wow, Ira. Well, we don't hear a lot about that, but it's been great to have everybody, and I want to thank everybody listening for tuning in this hour for the chaos, with some real sensible material there with the mayor. But I want to thank everybody who has been a part of this. Thanks for tuning in. You can see the Kindling Arts very special holiday special featuring the Muppets Christmas Carol at the Dark Horse Theater. It starts tonight, right?
It starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Where is it?
At the Dark Horse Theater, which is on Charlotte Avenue.
Well, what can they expect from the Muppets on stage?
Oh, so much magic, the true meaning of Christmas, plum pudding and what have you.
Oh, all of that. We really bring the true spirit of Christmas, but brought to you in a very special way, brought to you by me, Gonzo the Great.
And what does Kermit have to do with all this?
I mostly just show up for the shots of Fireball.
Oh, shots of Fireball at the Dark Horse Theater.
Yes.
Well, you know, we're so grateful that the Muppets were able to take a moment from their extensive rehearsals so they could be with us right here. And I think we may just need to sing along with our French horns right now, another round of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." So, will you get us going?
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and we have
a Happy New Year.
I'm going to get you again, Blake. Come
It's
here.
beautiful. All right. Well, thank you to everyone. Special thanks for tuning in this hour. Special thanks to our Festivus Meets the Muppets writer, Mark Lemley, producing artistic director of Kindling Arts, Daniel Jones, making this chaos work, the Kindling Arts Muppets themselves, Emma Sapika as Gonzo, Cammie York as Rizzo, and Seth Nathan Green as Kermit. Take a virtual bow. The Nashville Horn Hang, conductor Elaine, Braun, Rich Davis, Leigh-Anne Eftychiou, Walter Everton, Clare Gibson, Julia Hedrick, Tim Mullican, Kent Stewart, and Glenn True. We have a special thanks to Alex Apple and Mayor O'Connell's security detail for getting him here each month throughout the year. Thank you so much for doing that. We'd like you to tune in tomorrow for a very different tone. It's our In Memoriam episode, so you're not going to get a whole lot of Festivus. And thank you to everyone who has sent in their 1-minute memorials for people in Middle Tennessee who've died this year. They are so touching. Their mothers, their friends, their community leaders. It is beautiful. And you can call in live tomorrow to help us all remember who we've lost in 2025. It'll be a live show tomorrow. This is Nashville In Memoriam. So, today's episode was produced by Mary Mancini. It was directed by Tasha A.F. Lemley and Josh Deepen on the phones. Our board operator is Liv Lombardi. Can we do one more song from the Horn Hang? Maybe not. Well, you know what? Which should we do? Should we do let's do one more time, and we're going to get us out of here on, was that be all right? All right, here we go. Do it. I'll talk over it. Well, folks, the conversation does not have to end here. It never does. You can comment, tell us what you want to hear by leaving us a message at 615-751-2500. Find us on the socials. I am Blake Farmer. Happy Festivus, all.
Bellevue. Bordeaux Library, Farmers Market, East Branch Library, South Police Precinct, Madison, and the newest 24/7 location outside the Hermitage Police Precinct. More at countyclerk.nashville.gov.